show that can match it. Hard to name another show that can match it. Everybody from classy to ratchet. Heat fans like Jamaal keep the flame alive. Dennis Lee got the lake show locked in 5 to Dub K to Augusta GA. Talk everything from NBA to anime. Chat like homies or debate like enemies. It's all fun and games, just match my energy. Just match my energy. Just match my energy. Yeah.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to episode 43 of the Match My Energy podcast. It's your boy, DINO Dennis, aka Dennis Lee.
Hey man, it's your boy JC2 Blessed Jamaal, back at it. Another week, man.
Yeah.
Before we get started, y'all like, comment, subscribe, share.
Hit all
We
the
need
buttons.
more engagement. We need more engagement. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Sure.
Let us know what you guys want us to talk about. What you guys want to debate. Anybody want to get on and debate with us as well? You know, we open for that. We ready for anything. I mean, we can hold our own in pretty much any conversation right now. So, but yeah, man, let's get to it. How your week been?
Man. Shoot. Yeah, because I ain't really talk to you like that. Yeah, we playing in our trip. Y'all know, we stay going on trips. Most of the time we go to Mexico, and no surprise, we're going back to Mexico here in a few weeks. So getting ready for that. I've been working on my online clients. That one's been going pretty well. I've got a new software, which makes it a whole lot easier for me to help and engage. And it makes it easier for both myself and the client. So that's been going pretty good.
That's good.
Let me see. Yeah. And so, anybody all over the world, all over the country that wants to tap in with me, get some training, and just kind of make that transformation, lock in with me. I've got a couple other surprises that I'm kind of working on right now. So I'll hold off on announcing that. But yeah, trying to think. I've been watching a couple, been getting back up on like some movies and some shows. We'll probably get into near the end of the episode.
Okay.
So yeah, shoot, man. What you been up to, man? I know it's been a little busy for you.
It's a lot of work travel. Last couple weeks been a lot of work travel. I don't know if I sent you. I need to send you a picture I got, but 2 weeks ago I had to present in front of like the whole business unit.
Yes.
Did I send you the pictures? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looked like a TED Talk.
Yeah, it pretty much was a TED Talk. It was us on stage. They call it the top 100 or top 100 plus leaders in the company, or VPs and director level. So yeah. I did that presentation. It was regarding AI and stuff like that in the company. So
okay.
First time doing it that stage, that many people. So it was kind of nervous a little bit, but once I got through it, it's me and another guy that's on stage talking. It's like 15 minutes. So it wasn't too bad. Good experience. I gotta tell you some of the things off camera, but it was definitely interesting event there. And then, man, it's been a lot of work travels. Went to Cartersville, which is outside of Atlanta. That was for a training event, and then they asked me to recruit at my alma mater, which is Georgia Southern, which is about an hour and a half from Augusta, about an hour 10. So we went recruiting on behalf of the company for Georgia Southern, which wasn't bad. The issue is I feel like some of the kids are not. I think some of the kids this generation are a little bit more entitled than others.
For sure.
A lot of them came up to me. It was like, "Hey, this is my resume. I'm looking for internship. What do you have for me?" I was like, "What are you interested in?" I'm interested in IT. I was like, "What in IT?" So it's like, and I understand, but these are
right there. IT.
I understand you just want to get inside the company or inside.
For sure.
I understand that, but we are talking to juniors and seniors. I'm like, you got to know some type of, if nothing, to say some keywords, and we go from there. If you're just saying all of IT, right. I was like, I'm like, we
Right.
still trying to get a
Well, I
select.
think that could also be the learning lesson for you. I mean, not for you, but like for you to do, like to be like, hey, you might want to narrow down your searches. You might need to look a little bit more in depth because the
Yeah, I
field
did.
isn't just a thing like that. You know what I'm saying? They
I
don't, because
did.
sometimes like people don't even know what to ask for.
That's true. I will say that, but I also went through the same program, so I understand they also know the
That's real.
basis of IT and
Mm,
different silos and stuff. But I did take a couple people, especially black people and black men and women, off to the side and was like, "Hey, when you come and talk to people at your booth, you know what I'm saying, this is how you want to conduct yourself." Also, we were one of the first booths in uh what was it called? Auditorium or whatever. So I was like, hey,
yeah.
don't put all your eggs in one basket. Make sure you go talk to all these other companies, see what they're talking about. Be interested in the company or ask questions about the company because a lot of them was like, and look for IT internship. But I'm like, you don't even want to know what we do at the job or what the job supports. It's like, I'm just trying to get in. You said it's paid internship. That's what I'm looking for. Or a lot of people, some guys were seniors looking for first time internships and trying to get the full time jobs. I'm like, either I told one person, I said what I did when I was there. I did. Sometimes they'll send the list of companies that's going to be there, but
Hmm.
that school and some other schools have sometimes a bad job at advertising it, so you probably don't know that it's going to happen. So, like the year I went, I was playing basketball on the gym, and I see them closing the court down and setting up. And I was like, "What's going on in there?" And they said they got a career fair. So I shot back home, took a shower, changed, and came back. But I didn't know about it. So, and I told people if you was unaware, you just showing up, take a lap, take notes on what companies step back out, look them up, see what they got going on, and then come back with it. Because we was only there for like 3-4 hours, not like a whole 8 hour thing.
Whole day. Yeah.
So I told them like, hey, go around, see who's interesting, and then also see who I didn't say the word Bob, but I said like who you connecting with as well, because the company sends somebody that may not be directly working with you, but you can kind of gauge of how they view the company, what their enthusiasm level is, and stuff like that.
Oh,
So,
that's true. Yeah.
um, so I was telling how I was giving a lot of notes. I was telling how my mom was like, I think I would like to do like a mentorship or something like that with young adults, like how to conduct yourself in meetings, uh, career grooming type of stuff like that, etiquette when you go into career fairs and stuff like that. So I might have to look
Yeah.
into that. Maybe not on behalf of the company, but like my own little thing. Just pull up to colleges or I don't know schools and just talk about. Hey, these is the type of things you want to look for and try to do. But yeah, man. Overall, it was pretty good. Like I said, I did give a couple notes and stuff like that. Um, and it's also kind of weird because it's like more minorities come to me, even though my table is, mostly white people and there's me
Right.
at the company. So more minorities pull up to me and say, hey, talk about the company instead of like overall. So, which is natural. I mean, you talk to people you're more comfortable with at the time just by
For
eye
sure.
contest,
Yeah.
kind of saying. So, but yeah,
So
man.
what question, I mean, it's kind of like still on topic, but off topic a little bit. So nowadays with Google having like all those certificates and those IT things that people can go and take those classes online and all that type of stuff, uh, would if let's say someone didn't get a bachelor's in whatever you have your bachelor's in,
IT.
but they in IT. So, but if they have like I don't know, 3, 4 Google certificates that they finished and those, whatever. And they're like, yeah, I ended up taking these classes online or whatever. Would they still be looked at as hiring candidates?
It's tough. I still think they will have to have some type of work experience on top of the certification. So it's not like I did 10 certifications. It equates to the bachelor's degree because honestly, you might be more qualified at that point. But um, I
Mm,
know a lot. I know a lot of jobs like having that. work experience. So if you have the certification and you're still in school or not in school, you might want to try to get an internship, at least to have that work experience on top of those certification, and then try to go
Right.
for that full time. Because it's really hard for the um which I don't necessarily agree with, but it's really hard to get the full time job with just a certification without a degree and the work experience. So you have to either have the degree to get in
Right.
internship full time, or have the combination of work experience plus the certifications on the side. Because but like I said, I think the industry going to change because like now, like it's so many like things you can learn on your own and get in. Like the degree can only teach you so much, and then once you get on job, they train you, or they're supposed to train you and um understand what the work company and work life is about, the
Right.
tools that
And
they
with a lot of
use.
people not going to college because of how expensive it's become and all that, like, or finding
Right.
their own ways to learn information. It's like, yeah, I may not go spend $400,000 on this degree, but I spent a few hundred on Google certificates or whatever, and YouTube and blah blah blah. And so now I'm almost like you said, more certified because of
Yeah.
that.
It's
Man, quick,
it's tough, man.
uh, but a quick funny story, man. Like, so yesterday we went shooting. Y'all know, love, shooting guns and stuff like that. So we go in there and we get like, I think we shot off like 200 rounds. It was just, like me and Shay just wanted to go get some work in. We was playing like darts with each other, like seeing who would get closer to the targets and stuff. She's trying to get
Mm.
better, so it's a little bit more competitive. I still go, hey, change this up, this and that. She even talking about it
It's
like
like
how
ain't on
like
my level yet. Ain't on my level
yeah,
yet.
yeah. Well, I mean, of course, that
Yeah,
was my whole
train.
job. Yeah, but I do like how far she's come along, so it's getting like fun. So
Mhm.
like she even said like she's like I'll be thinking I'm doing everything right, and then you say, hey, actually lean forward a millimeter forward. You're leaning back too far, and then that'll change it up. She's like, how did you even see it? Like, how do you even know what to look for? I'm just like, it's just certain little things that I learned.
Yeah, innately
Studying this
know.
craft.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it seemed like
Second
second
nature.
nature. So
Yep.
so I've switched to like sometimes like if people follow me like on Instagram or whatever, or even Facebook, like you'll see like when I do post, I'll do a lot of one-handed shooting. Um, and so this dude who worked there, he comes by, and of course and this is Kansas, so he looks like what you would think a Kansas gun range worker looks like, and so he's like, so he sees me, and like I kind of like, oh yeah. Also, we borrowed a gun, so I didn't. Well, I used my gun, but then I was like trying out this smaller, more compact gun, and the trigger
Mhm.
was a little different. So like I was pulling a little bit more to the right. He was like, "See, that's why you need that second thumb. You got to use two hands." And I was like, I'm just trying out a couple new
Yeah,
things.
get
I'm
used
just
to the
tweaking.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just kind of having fun, just tweaking things. And so I was like, but yeah, no, I definitely get that. I wasn't trying to be like cocky or nothing. I was like, yeah, no,
Rude.
I
Yeah.
definitely get that. I was just trying, trying some things out, because you never know if you have to shoot like that. And then he was like, oh yeah, definitely, definitely. So then he was asking her about the gun. Why? I'm just saying, why country white people sometimes be having the most like funny like sayings for stuff like. Because when I went in there to ask him to like, because we wanted to like try out some other guns, and he goes, "Oh, well, what are you shooting in there right now?" I was like, "Well, I got the Smith and Wesson Equalizer." He's like, "Oh, well, why do you want to try out another gun?" I was like, I mean, I know my gun is pretty good, but we just
That's what
want
I'm
to try
here
out some
for.
more. Yeah, just have fun. I'll try out another 9 mil. Let's see what Shay would like. So he's like, "Okay, well, here's this one," and so he comes in and he's talking to Shay about it. He's like, yeah, that gun right there is actually your gun's older second cousin that nobody really liked. Like, why do you get that specific? Like that shield right there. That shield is the equalizer's crackhead cousin that you want to keep your money away from. I'm like, I don't get the reference, honestly.
Just
Sure.
give me the gun, man.
I was like, sure. He's like, so honestly, your gun is way better than this one. It's the more sleeker, this and that. I was like, okay, yeah, you know. He's like, but this one is good for like, you know, close range. And he like talk about it. But I was like, bro, what type of comparison is that? Like, it's
Right.
just retarded third cousin from it. Like, all right, man, why'd you
They
say
try to
that?
make it relatable, but it ain't hitting on nothing.
I was like, sure, I guess. Yeah. So then it was funny. So wrapping up. So then I go and shoot again with I just want to finish up this last magazine I have loaded. And so I like shoot with just my left hand and I just kind of lock in and I just kind of rapid fired it. I just did like steady hit. All 15. They were all in the red. They were all in the bullseye. Like to the point where it almost looked like one hole, like one bigger hole. And like I saw him kind of like look at me, but look at the he looked at the hole, looked at me like he was almost scared of me. It's like, yeah, man.
Yeah,
I used my gun for that one. I was like, yeah, man. Like, you know.
Just letting you know.
You know, man. You know, that last one I was just trying out some stuff. This is different.
Yeah, that's one of those when you like I'm gonna relate it back to what I know in basketball. So it's like you by yourself just messing around, throwing up layups, throwing up bricks, and somebody walk on the court and look like, oh man, he trash. It's like the eye contact. You didn't even say nothing. You said, hey, let me lock in, start splashing.
I'm really a shooter. I'm really a shooter.
I'm just messing around, you know, I'm playing with my left hand, something like that. So
yeah, I was sitting there doing hook shots basically. I was just doing hook shots from half court, and I missed maybe 4 of them.
He said, hold on, let me lock in, show you real quick, and he walk over. It's one of those like, and then I don't know. Some people get like a little head nod, be like, all right, I see you, bro. I see you. Or people just walk up, be like, dang, you see the eyes get a little big. So it's one of those like, it's like a silent appreciation that you feel sometimes. It'd be like, dang, he actually like that.
Yeah, he really. He looked at me like, what? Like he looked at me like I scored like 40,000 points or something.
I mean, we do know somebody who just scored that. So
right. So last night we shoot on Sundays. Y'all know that. So last night we watched LeBron James become the first player ever to score 40,000 career points.
I think he's gonna be the only, bro. I think in our lifetime, I don't think we're gonna see it, bro. I don't think we're gonna see it.
You know,
plus he's honestly 2 more 3 years, like 42,000.
Yeah, I mean he'll at least get 41. But honestly, it's not that hard, and with it being the type of player that he is, period. And he's becoming a better 3-point shooter. He already kind of did like in the latter part of his career, but now he's shooting from the 3 on a higher clip. Yeah. I could maybe see some players possibly because they won't have the longevity. That's another thing that speaks to LeBron's greatness. I think I've even said it before. Like, hey, it's just being in the league, for that long, but you're not like a Udonis Haslem. My bad. But
you good. Okay. Nobody got to say you're bad. I understand. He had his role.
Like there's a difference between playing in the league for that long, but also dominating in the league that long. Like, it's crazy when we watch him. Oh, he's washed up, but he's still averaging 23, 24, 25 points a season.
That's what I'm saying.
Normally, if you washed up, maybe 10 a game.
I want to say, even if you have the longevity, you still have to be, like you said, dominant. So you still can't be like, hey, I played for 20 years, but, I got 7 this year, 10 this year, 15 this year. Like, you will still have to consistently get that 24, 20 points a game. Right. Play majority of the games. So it's not even the years, it's the amount of games as well. So, and that's what I'm like, I just don't see it. Unless, I don't see it, man.
Like, okay, I wanted to look this up. LeBron played 37 minutes last night. Yes, they lost. It wasn't a loss, unfortunately, Lakers in 5. But
ain't no Lakers in 5.
Hey, I'm gonna still shout it every day. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna let myself be delusional until it ain't. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so also the fact that but it was against the Nuggets, and we know how well-oiled of a machine they are as a whole. Of course, Nikola Jokic, who could arguably be the MVP almost every year. I mean, for a while.
Yeah.
I can see it going somewhere else. That's a talk for another time. But yeah, like LeBron playing that many minutes, getting 26 points, 9 assists. And like, that's pretty crazy to me. In year 21. In year 21, so hats off to LeBron again for another milestone. And they said he basically has a triple double in in career stats, where it's like 40K, 11K, 11K, or something like that.
Yeah, that's
So 11K assists,
crazy,
11K.
man.
Yeah. So
I think LeBron had mentioned that he doesn't know if he's going to do a tour, like what's it call it? Not a retirement tour, but I guess retirement.
yeah, it's farewell tour.
Yeah, farewell, or he doesn't know if he's just gonna be like Tim Duncan and kind of just fade in the background and announce it online and something like that, or just make a call. At first, I was like, maybe he is right. Then I'm listening to other people. I'm like, LeBron ain't the type. I feel like he's gonna want a farewell tour. The issue is, and this is what the issue I've listened to a lot of different podcasts. One of the things on top of that people bringing up is that when you do a farewell tour, it ain't no like coming back after no farewell tour. So if he retires silently and all of a sudden he's like, I got that itch, I got that urge, my sons are still in the league, I come back and play, that might be a little easier. But if he do that little farewell tour, like, bro, you can't do no 2 farewell tours. You gotta leave. Like, you're gonna have to be done with it. So, and that's why I'm like, I feel like I don't know if he's gonna be ready to give up the game after a farewell tour. So that's why he's kind of on the fence of like, hey, maybe I actually want to do this because, and I think he should do the farewell tour and actually feel and realize how, I think he knows how great he is, but how much fans actually appreciate him as well. I think that would be a nice send off.
For sure.
Because as much as hate and like, oh, you're not MJ, you not the GOAT, like you will get so much
love as well.
Love and stuff like that, and like appreciation for the game. People understand that like this is something that like we have been watching like history last night, watching history for the most of our lives. I mean, so that at least for me or both of us. So I'm like it's one of those things like if you do a farewell tour, one, he need to go ahead and announce it whenever that time is, because I definitely would like to at least be in attendance for one of those games.
I think that'll also be another reason to do it. The money wise, I feel like Adam Silver or somebody, some higher up type person will be like, "Hey, bro, we're gonna need you to make that announcement. We're gonna need you to make that announcement because, like you said, if
that market price by the
if we know this is his last season, it's gonna be the last time I get to see him, and I live in, I don't know, for me, Wichita, Kansas. Yeah, I might even fly to LA to watch him play. Or I could go drive a couple hours, go watch him in OKC or in Denver.
Man, but you watch him in LA, that's gonna be
right. And so people gonna make these trips. Maybe I'm gonna get 2 tickets this year. Most fans only go to maybe one. I would say average of like 1 game if they're like a hardcore fan, or none. But like some people, we may even go see them 2, 3 times. So that's ticket sales just level back on a repeat customer in a season. And then don't let them make the playoffs. Yeah. Now people gonna be like, you know what? I know this ticket is $500 a ticket, but it's the last time in the playoffs. So
if it's a playoff game, it's gotta be $1,500 a ticket. It's gonna be crazy.
And they gonna up it because now the demand for it is higher. They're gonna get their money off of LeBron James, man. Like that point, let's say 22, 23. Sleeve for his jersey. Well, he changed to 6, but if I was him, I would do 23, change it back to 23, and then something like that.
I'm still mad he went to 6 and gave. Cause I'm like, 6 would have been just a Miami Heat jersey. Like that would be it.
Oh, that's real.
But now he got it. I'm like, man, now we ain't got nothing like Yeah, we got a ring, but we got 2 rings, so I ain't gonna complain
Mm-hmm.
too much about that. But I'm like, at least that number was sacred with just our organization. But now that he has
Right.
it there, I'm like, dang. But yeah, man, he definitely. I mean, the NBA got to capitalize on that 1 year because you about to generate, maybe 2 or 3 years worth of revenue just off that one
Right.
tour, and then because once LeBron retires, he's talking about getting in ownership. The Las Vegas team pops up, but he don't
Mm-hmm.
have no direct ties. Well, I guess he still would have ties, but like he's not technically an employee under the NBA anymore after he retired.
Right. It's kind of
So
like
it's
how
like
D
he can
Wade with D Wade after he got out, he partially owns the Jazz, and it's like that was
right.
weird.
But I'm like, if he don't own
But
anything, like he can do his own thing. He do his own sponsorships. Like he may
right.
make a comment about the game that send people to go watch the game, something like that. But you're not gonna get a
Mm-hmm.
direct stream of income based off LeBron James' name. It might be indirectly, but not directly. Um, so yeah, they definitely gonna have to capitalize. I mean, that's
For
gonna be a
sure.
thing. But yeah, and that's on. I mean, I might do. I need to go try to see LeBron before that farewell tour because I never see him play live. I want to see him play live. I think that's something that you can tell your children. Hey, I saw. It's one of those like I saw Michael Jordan play live. I don't care if Michael Jordan scored 12. I don't care what
But
age Michael Jordan. I got to see him play live. He was on the court. He wasn't sitting down. That's
and that's one of the reasons
kind of
why
hard.
those types of players played the way they played. Like back in the day, a lot of them, and even some of them today, even say it. Like Jason Tatum always says that he tries to play
Yeah.
because you never know who comes to watch you, and they're only going to be able to buy a ticket one time.
Yep.
So if they come buy that one ticket and you sitting there, but you're not even hurt, or you playing kind of shitty or whatever, it's just like
Going through the
that
motions.
fan that came to see just you. It's like, man, I just wasted my money, or they feeling mad or upset. Like, so you got to give it your all every time, and
I mean, it's always gonna be some stuff like that. If you can, if you can mentally and physically play like you are at that thing, I feel like you got to go out there because if you're sick, you got family emergency stuff going on, then that's a little different.
right,
It's nothing that we can do, even if that person flew, spent $20,000, whatever. It's like, hey, sorry, this is like still a person. So
right. My
stuff
child was
happens.
born today or something, like
Yeah. So I
Anthony
was like,
Edwards, that happened to him.
yeah, he left at halftime or something or during the game.
Yeah,
So I was like, yeah, stuff like that happens. But if I'd be so disappointed if he was like, "Hey, man, I'm just trying to get this fit off. My knees kind of hurting a little bit. Let me get this off and sit down." I was like,
right.
LeBron, we don't want you to look. I'm like, bro, like, and then okay, now we get off this topic. I hate when a player say they're not playing, easy the rest or whatever, and they over there shooting during the pregame. They playing around at halftime. They bouncing up and
Right,
down
right.
on us. I'm like, come on now.
I
You
know
doing
somebody
way
shoot a
too much.
three, they jumping up, dancing. I'm like,
You doing
listen,
way too much.
got me feeling like the parents, like when you get sick and you do anything other than lay in bed looking like you about to die, you be laughing too hard. Oh, if you can laugh, you should.
Exactly.
Oh, you
I was
ain't
like,
sick.
I still got emotion, but still, yeah,
Oh, we
yeah,
watching we watching Comic View. I can laugh at this, but
yeah, man. I definitely gonna have to plan something to go see him, man. Because
for sure,
and then plus once if this happens, which I think it is, man, it looks like it's gonna be on pace for him to play with his son Bronny in some capacity or against his son in some capacity.
yeah. I guess the only thing
I
is
think it's gonna
like,
go crazy when that happens too.
should
So,
he come out the league? Should he come out the league after this year? He's only averaging like 5.5
man, I saw
points.
that. I saw that they said Jimmy Butler averaged less around the same 5 points, less blocks and steals. But I'm like,
That's true,
but at
but
the same,
also
oh,
go ahead.
he might be. I was saying Jimmy had something to fight for. Bronny don't got. That's why I'm trying to tell people. Bronny don't have the same motivation as other people. He's like, if I make it,
That's
I make
true.
it. I don't have to be great. I don't have to be considered great because one, I'm never gonna be. You're already in your head already saying I'm never gonna be able to get to the stage or as high as a pinnacle as my father. I don't see him
For
winning like
sure.
5 rings. I don't feel him be like. maybe MVP might be able to get in the discussion. But right now, I don't see that type of thing. So it's like I don't have to prove myself to anybody. I was like, my dad got money for my great
Whatever,
grandkids, so I don't even have
right?
to be the one
Whatever I
that.
need to do, yeah.
I'm like,
But
it's
also, I
nice, but
think I would also put it to when Jimmy Butler came out of the league, he didn't one and done his way in.
right,
I think, I think he played a few years, developed, got bigger and stronger. So, and Bronny in the grand scheme isn't that big of a guy. Like,
yeah,
so you come into the league at that size, scoring at that low of a clip, um, you know,
yeah.
maybe not yet. I mean, because you may get drafted off of your name alone, off of your potential, for sure. We're seeing LeBron James bloodline. So, sure. But maybe you end up getting drafted, coming in, playing a little bit, doing okay during summer league, and now you're on a two-way. And most of your season is coming through the G League, and then you kind of slip through the cracks there. Like, I mean, we've seen
That's
great
what
players come and get drafted, and then we never really hear from them again.
I really want to see how far LeBron's influence can actually go. Because all these other great players, Gary Payton, son, they went to the G League. Key Martin Sr. is having issues with his son trying to stay consistent on the team, so like that. So I'm like, these are top players at the time. They might not be as great as LeBron. So I'm like, will LeBron even like, hey man, I see you guys talking about sending my son down to G League. I don't want none of that. I could develop him at home. I want him still on the start. Like, I don't know if it will
You know what,
get to that power. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't
man?
really good for my son and my family.
If Giannis can keep Thanasis in the league as long as he did, I'm pretty sure LeBron James can keep his son in the league as long as he like a little bit longer.
But now I'm talking about on different teams. Same team might be different, but different teams. You
LeBron
think so?
James is a different name than
That is
Giannis.
true. That is
Giannis
true.
he's up there. He's up. He's definitely an impact maker in the game. It's a little different name. You know what I'm saying? It's a little.
I don't know, man.
Got,
I said, this the Rockets, bro. This ain't the Lakers, bro. You can't just come in here and think you about to be.
this is the
what
billionaire.
You can do?
The billionaire current athlete.
I don't know.
Hey, he gonna know somebody to know somebody.
I don't know. Hey, it's tough.
Exactly. A billionaire can talk to a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? That conversation go a little different.
And I know, but they don't like they don't like taking. Well, I don't know. I was like, they don't like, you telling them what to do, basically forcing their hand, and you're not even in my organization. It'd be different if LeBron and Bronny was in the Rockets. Like, no, I work with him in this capacity. I ain't gonna have him go down there. It's the same like if the Nasus was to go to a different team.
Oh, yeah, like we did.
But we know the names. We do know the names. Like I say, names do matter. So it's like they cutting him. I don't see him staying on that team without Giannis on that team. So
yeah, that's true. And I think he did get dumped now. I think he's off, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. I think he ended up
what?
I might have to go check, but I saw something. I just saw like an article that said the brother, and they may be talking about another brother, but is on his way to Europe after getting cut from the Bucks. I was just quick scrolling, so that I'm being what our boy Kyle on his podcast says. I was just being a headline nigga. Like I didn't actually look.
I was about to say I gotta see that because
shout out to All Points Podcast.
Shout out. I don't know, man. I ain't see that.
Phrases.
I ain't see that. I don't. It depends.
I can't remember if I sent it to you or not. Yeah, I gotta go back.
To me, he would want him for the playoffs for that emotional support doing that, if nothing else. So that's the only reason I'm like,
boy, y'all ain't gonna emotional support me.
And that's what he want. He want him over there. Go.
Taking the boogers out his nose.
Bro, that was, I ain't gonna lie. Come on now.
I ain't gonna lie. That is kind of weird, but like growing up with brothers, and we not even from a different country and went through the struggle that they went through. Listen, all the struggle that they go through was a whole different thing. It ain't different countries. So, but like
I mean, I just
I
thought
don't
it
know.
would have been more of a private moment though. Still, like, or like cover your head, I'll do it for you. But like, you
Well,
just
he tried to just do it quick, but I don't know. I think they don't even think about that. Like,
that's
shoot, like
true.
I'm had like my brothers having something on their face. I'm like, man, get this off real quick or something. Like
Yeah, yeah,
it feels like
yeah.
whatever. It ain't a weird moment. Like,
Right.
you know,
I
like we
mean,
didn't
it
see
probably
each other.
wasn't. We
We didn't see
just
each other. We didn't see each other naked. Like, what does it mean just doing this? Like,
it probably wasn't. It just the optics of it, I guess.
right. And the people always so like, what's that? Pause conscious or whatever. Like, it's a whole other
Yeah,
thing. It's like, bro, this is my real brother, bro. Like, this is
yeah. And they
we
gone
didn't
through
even
some
think
stuff.
about that.
So yeah,
Yeah,
dang.
So
But yeah, I would say Bronny would need another year, especially with the health scare. Well, it wasn't a scare. The health that he went through.
that
I feel
too.
like
Yeah,
hey, just do another year, see how your body's coming back on its own and stuff like that. Guys getting recovery. You don't want to
yeah.
push it because the NBA training and intensity is ramped up. So
Yeah, I mean, it's the
I don't
difference
know if they
between
gonna
like what, like 33 games regular season, or it's the difference between like 33
yeah,
games
less than half.
and 82.
Yep.
It's like, and the flights and this and that. Like, yeah, buddy, it's
Then I'm just saying
and
like
it's longer minutes, 48 minutes as opposed to 40,
yeah,
which
I'm
gets
like
stretched.
the training, the weight training, you playing against, people who trying to take your head in the practices because it's like whether people think about it or not, LeBron can average whatever. It's gonna be a huge like it could be a theory, but a huge population of people that's still gonna be like, you only got him because of your name
Right,
being
right, right,
LeBron
right.
James. So a
Mhm.
lot of them gonna still try to take his head off, and they gonna go at him even harder. Say, hey man,
Honestly, and I
I
think
work
another
my
thing, yeah, I think another thing people need to like take into consideration, and this is one thing that I hate about people who just spit stats. Like, of course, we'll say stats on here for sure because it does uh help paint a
context.
picture.
Yeah,
But I think people also got to watch these games. Like
yeah.
when I actually watched him play, because yeah, it's okay, 5, 6 here, this and that. Hey, he doesn't get in as much, so you got to take that in consideration. Coach ain't putting them in as much as some of the other players. But some of the things that in that top, the top three stats when they say, points, rebounds, assists, they aren't showing about how he clogs up passing lanes to where it's
Yep.
almost scary to even put on his side. A lot of his points, we're not going to just say that. They'll say, 5.6, 5.5 points. Okay. A lot of those points coming from, I just got like
Fast
a
break. Yep.
steal, fast break because of me. So he's a great defensive player. He's getting a lot of good blocks, chase down blocks, looking just like his dad. So it's like y'all got to
That's
watch the full picture and stop painting this narrative that he just sucks because you're just seeing a 5 there. You're not what you think he's going to go to college and get 38 points a game, bro. College players don't even play like that. Like
yeah.
they do a
And
lot of
system
coaches
basketball.
do 5 out, 5 in, 5 out. Like in colleges they coach a lot different than you see in high school and in the pros. So we not know or non-hoopers not knowing that or not like casuals to the game may not see or know the difference between college, high school, pro, and a coach going, I'm gonna push him a little bit more. So you may not get the clock, or we're not gonna run the deep or the offense through you. So
Right.
we aren't even watching the offense get pushed through him as opposed to when he was in high school and it was going through him and what's a light skinned boy that was on there too. That was cold. He was a year older, I think. I forget the dude whose mom dated Drake or whatever.
I do remember that clip. I don't remember the guy's name
Yeah,
though.
yeah, but they basically ran it through those two. So we're just seeing how USC is playing their game, and even like in college, in the NCAA, if a person averages 12 points a game, they're getting looked at as like a lottery pick. You never really see somebody getting off
Yeah.
consistently 25, 20, 30 points a game because that's not how college is played. So, yeah, that does look a little bit low. And yes, we've seen players that are averaging more, or you'll see a Caitlin Clark that has like some unreal green light. Like we don't normally ever see somebody get coached like that.
Right.
And so
Yeah, I agree, man. I think at least for him, taking him another year. And yeah, I mean, I saw him live at the Peace Jam. Like I said, that's still kind of it means something in the AAU world, but still kind of exhibition style. But
right,
I feel like if he was just a little bit, his attributes was a little bit better, as in physical attributes. Cause I'm like
right, a
he's
little
getting
taller, a little
steals,
bigger.
but his wingspan was longer. Cause even if he's short, if he can have a longer wingspan, I'm like he can get a little those steals that he's getting from the passing lanes and stuff like that. I feel like it would be a little bit easier. Some of the blocks would be easier. I was like, if he just had,
Mm-hmm.
I would say if he just had a solid 6'4" on him, that would be a better direction for him. I mean, it's not like you can hey, I need to
Can't
get
make
6'4"
it.
tomorrow. So
Yeah. He gonna be what he gonna be. Yeah.
to work with.
I mean,
I was
because
just
like
talking to somebody about that.
his brother is like,
That's what I was
I can
just saying.
see.
I would hate. That's what I'm saying. I hate like, and I don't know if your brother's any brothers taller than you, but I'm like, I
I
hate
think
being
now
the
I'm the tallest
oldest.
one. Yeah,
I would hate to be the oldest, and
yeah.
then my brother is significantly taller than me. Now, 1 inch, I was like, okay, we braided right there. I put on some
Giannis and
shoes.
Giannis and Thanasis.
Yeah, but I'm like, and then they bet, and you better too. That
Way better. Yeah.
that's tough.
That's,
I mean,
but
yeah,
I think
you
it's also
still,
that and there's that love because like
still.
y'all
That
want to
was
see
just
my
about to
little
say.
brother. Yeah.
Yeah, you still love him, but at the
Nah,
same time, like, I still wish I was taller than you.
yeah, you still have that root for type of, that's my little
Yeah.
brother. But you still kind of look at him like, hey, bro, I'll still put you in the headlock. Like, type of, No, for sure, because that's the way it is. I mean, sure, you've seen it like, well, Simeon was taller than me, but I don't know what happened. I think it's because like I've been doing a lot of like dead hangs and pull up bar and when I went to chiropractor and stuff. So now I'm 6'1.5", almost 6'2". I don't know how that happened, but I grew more in my 30s. But
Well, let me go ahead and do some stuff like that then, because
man, I'm telling you, I got you, man. I can tell you what to do. But yeah, so now I'm back taller than my youngest brother. But for the longest, the baby brother was the tallest one out of all of us. And it even like Davon, the light skinned one, he like had like the most pops out of all of us, and he's the shortest. So he's like, man, if I was y'all height, but
that's what I'm
he don't want to
saying.
do windmill dunks, but he 5'10", maybe like 5'9".
And just how stuff works, man. It's so ironic and funny. So
it's like you can't have it all. You can't have it all now.
Exactly.
like Giannis, he can't have a perfect three. Like, shoot, speaking of can't have it all, Victor, listen, I might have to run it back to take my take back, man.
Oh, who you had? You had
Chet. I was trying to say I think Chet should do it.
I told y'all. I'm so glad I did not stray away from what I said. Because even when I do love that Chet is in the league at the same time as Wemby, around the same age window. Because when they battle against each other, they actually take it personal.
I love it. I like watching that matchup. It's close. That's what I'm saying.
Close. We were just talking about this. Like, I love when the matchup is head to head. It's not like a mixed matchup, like Wemby versus your small forward. It's like, no, this is my big man versus my big man.
My 7+ footer versus your 7+ footer.
Same skill set as well. It's not like it'd be different if you had like let me see, a good matchup would be like Embiid versus like a back you down type player like a Shaq. Like those matchups, yes, but at the same time, like he's like gonna stay on the perimeter or could stay on the perimeter, and you got somebody who's gonna back you down in the paint. These two, skill wise, I don't want to say skill wise, but ability wise, what they could do is at the same match.
For sure.
Yeah, I think, but Wemby being a little bit younger, like I said,
a year, yeah.
Chet hasn't played, but he has been around that inner circles. So I was like, maybe, but I still feel like Wemby about to be that one. I've already said that. I feel like he's gonna be our generation GOAT going forward. I hope he can get a ring within this. I'd say 5-6 years, being realistic, because people talk about 2-3 years. It's like that's not a real thing that happens. Because
no, especially on this team,
gotta be the right circumstance and everything. It's not
how many
just
players you gotta put a lot of different players on the Spurs for that to happen. They are dead last, but looks good. It looks good night in, night out. But yeah, no, it's not.
And they play. I mean, some of the games I saw because I mean, of course, you interested with baseball, so you watch some of the Spurs games. You probably wouldn't naturally watch it lately. Right. And they be playing hard. They do play hard. They just don't have it. It's like they just don't have the enough pieces.
Honestly,
enough
I think I've said it before. Yeah, I think it's also like they're not quite utilizing their.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think everybody's kind of hungry, right? Everybody's still kind of younger. They still want to have that name if you can. I was getting shots off too. I was, but it's like, bro, if you don't feed in your monster, like you got this dude 7'4", 7'3", or whatever. All you got to, and he jumps from. You could throw oop to him when he's sitting at the free throw line. He's still gonna catch it. He's still gonna dunk, bruh. So
that's what I'm saying.
Utilize what you got.
It's one of those like I don't know.
He can throw it back out to you.
When you play with somebody like on like pickup who just got uber athletics and just superhuman.
Yes,
they will make you look like the best point guard because all you have to do is just throw it up there. Once you throw it up there, I'm like, he's gonna make the play. Now, if it's gonna be, it might not be as flashy as a dunk, it might just be a layup. But hey, all you doing is throwing it up there, and then all of a sudden you can looked at like, oh man, he's a great passer, he's whatever, which may or may not be the case. But you about to be looked at because he's like, I'm averaging 7 to 8 assists a game now. Wemby eating, he getting 30 points. So every time they this is how I would look at it. I'm not sure people look at it at that detail. When Wemby makes a highlight play and you are the passer, you are innately a part of that play as well. So all the highlights you see him in and all these alley-oops and stuff like that, they just don't show the ball just going in. They show it, hey, it went for my hand.
They show me hitting the crossover, throwing it up.
I'm like, you're going to be, as many highlights you get him, you giving yourself.
And on top of that, there's a certain thing in basketball where, like, I'm gonna give you your money back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna give you your reward back. Like, so you bless me with a couple dimes. Oh shoot, man, I'm looking for you. You throw it to me next time, I'm gonna fake something, throw it behind the back to you for a corner three or whatever. Like, you're gonna get your points back, man. You bless me, I'm gonna bless you. That's how a lot of times that happens on teams. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So you can still get one assist because throw that thing up there, and then you're gonna get your 12, 15 off the kickbacks. I mean, he ain't gonna be able to score every point. It's close, but he's gonna be able to get every point, and he can handle the ball. So he may take it up and just find you on something. You know what I'm saying?
He had that step back, shot three. He turned around like Steph before it went in. Now it was a later one, but it was still turning around. Before it got into the rim, he turned around. I'm like, and then he got the swag already with it. I'm like, he got the sponsorship.
19.
With Louis Vuitton now. So I'm like, bro, I think I already said he'll be our generation GOAT. The optics look like it. The sponsorships are already flooding in.
All you got to do, stay healthy, my brother. Keep building on your body.
You gotta win.
Take care of yourself.
Win.
Oh, most def. And I hope that they don't ruin him. I would say like a player like Trae Young or something like that, or like they did with Dame in Portland. Like I feel like they kind of not quite putting the right pieces around these players. You're kind of like wasting their primes.
Exactly. Don't wait no 2 or 3 years. Like, go ahead and do it now. Get them acclimated with a new person and let them ride out. Don't try to do it like, oh, I'm gonna let Wemby develop even more 2 or 3 years, and then we try to get in pieces. I said, no, do the pieces now and let them both build together.
People getting older, man. Players are turning 19 every day. So what about 2-3 years when the next so-and-so comes in and, oh, he's nice, and now we kind of fading off of him or he doesn't look as good, or you're getting older. Your body doesn't respond to that jarring pressure every day. So what can you do? So hurry up and try to do this, because y'all cannot waste this generational talent that we've never seen before. We've seen Shaq, but Shaq wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? And Shaq is probably he's in my top 5 of best players of all time for me.
Mm-hmm.
But he did not have what this kid has, man. Imagine this kid develops a little bit more strength and develops a back down game too. What are you?
Because he already got the fade. He already got the fadeaway. He already
got the
got
dunk
that
fade.
3-point, that dunk package, handles,
Crossover, like defense. He gets steals and block. Like,
defense.
bro,
He actually like playing defense. So I'm like, it's
right.
not like stuff that
So,
you can't teach. I feel like they need to go ahead and capitalize. Like I said, Trae Young is probably the best fit in my eyes right now. Age wise, can give him
he's still somewhat
scoring,
young.
can give you the
Yeah.
scoring needed, punch, can give you the playmaking. And it's easy. I mean, he's been throwing oops to every center he had. It's not like, oh, this person
Right.
only like Capella, whoever they all had in
Like
the
Clint
they've always
Capella, he used to have John Collins on there. I think he's
John
out
Collins.
of there now. But like anybody,
He in Jazz.
he look for you. Yeah, he gonna look for you. DeJounte Murray.
The pick and roll gonna be the simplest thing ever. So I'm like,
Oh
you
my
might as well.
gosh.
And then like, shoot, pick and pop. You ain't even gotta have him go all the way down there. So,
Facts. Scary hours with them two. If them two are on the same, man, I get what you say, man.
I would say Trae Young, and I'm trying to think of another, either an additional piece to them two or to Wemby. I'm trying to say, I ain't gonna lie. It might be a crazy take, but I think the Celtics should break it up. I've been saying this for a while. I don't think they're gonna make it to the playoffs. I don't know the money work.
Well,
I'll put Brown.
Well, they'll go to the playoffs, but they may not win. Yeah.
But I would say take Brown.
Okay.
Trae Young, Wemby, because I feel like you still need a little older person,
Right.
but also somebody who likes or plays well defense as well that can also score in bunches. I don't know how the money will work, but I feel like that core could do something crazy. But yeah, I'm only saying that because I do see the Celtics breaking up that duo if they don't win. I'm like, y'all gonna keep it for 20 years? I mean, well, they ain't gonna play that long, but I don't know, 12, 13 years, and y'all went to the finals once, maybe go a couple times. But if y'all don't win, I'm like, what did y'all really achieve? I'm like,
right.
Well, who y'all trying to prove? Now, if I'm an exec, you trying to say I kept them in forever and I'm trying to make sure they win. They win one, then I know for sure. I don't know. Maybe you promised them more than one, but if you at least got one with this duo, then I'm like, okay, at least it worked. May not work as the level we wanted to, but at least it worked. If it doesn't, I'm like, I hope it doesn't. I don't like the Celtics. You don't like the Celtics. But I really just want my prediction to be right that I don't see this duo winning a finals.
For sure.
I was nervous when they played the Warriors. I was like, this might be the one because they went through the battles to get there. So I'm like,
right.
But like I said, they went through all that battle. It's like, the energy's already
should have been a lot easier. Yeah. Man, so like you was asking before, like who you think?
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah.
What younger player you think should is more needing to get a ring ASAP? Like one of these up and comings. I wouldn't even say like 1-2 year players. We could even go 4 or 5.
Yeah, I mean, going back to Celtics, I would definitely say Tatum. He got to be the one off rip because he's been pushing for the MVP. He's been saying he's been trying to be there. He would like to get it, or deserve to get it. And then the league has kind of been trying to make him a face, especially with him and Deuce, the son, trying to be. Well, they trying to make him. I was like, hey, this is a father figure, kind of clean cut guy.
Right.
Light skin for some reason, they always kind of promote that type.
That's real, yeah.
I just feel like right now is just the window where if he don't win in next, I'll say this year or next year, we're looking at it like, is Tatum who we really thought he were or what people think that he is?
Right.
Shout out to Broken Play. They had a similar discussion about it, talking about who did they see? Who did they see? Jason Tatum, and one guy said he remind him or he on the same level as a Brandon Ingram. And I was like,
I'm not gonna go that far, but
I don't want to go that far, but I understand.
I see what they yeah.
I kind of see the direction because it's like, sure. Yeah, Brandon Ingram was an all-star. He probably won't be that top player, but yeah, man, I just feel like people see him as like just a he is an amazing player, great player, but he still hasn't won. And he had a couple mishaps within the playoffs where he's like, man, you supposed to be the guy. Jalen took over for this game and stuff like that. So, and
Right.
that's why I say sometimes it kind of hurts when you have two players that can kind of give you like 35, 40 because
And they
like,
both kind of
I can have
similar in a sense.
same style,
Like
same
position, I guess.
size, everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I can kind of take off his game because he's gonna have it. Well,
Right.
if he wasn't there, you gonna have to have it all the time.
I need y'all
feel
to.
like
What if y'all
gear,
both had it? What if y'all both got it?
I feel like his gear will be on another level. So him, I mean, I was gonna say Luka because we also kind of put him up in that realm, but
that was my answer. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No,
I'm
that
gonna
was
I'm gonna go Tatum.
okay. Yeah. So I was gonna say Luka, mainly because first off, Luka's one of them ones. Starting off, like he is unstoppable when he's unstoppable when he's out there. And he controls the whole game, his pacing. I mean, I already know. And he's also been trying. I don't know if he's been trying or if he's just playing his thing, but I feel like he's been one of those players that are somewhat deserving of an MVP as well.
Yeah, I agree.
And then with the addition of Kyrie and all that type of stuff, like, because I would say maybe Kyrie, but he already has two. Wait, one? He has one. But it's his turn. He needs one. Especially being those European players that have, and I think he's also dealing with that, like the European star players. He's the only one left that doesn't have it. What's your boy Jokic? He's got one. Giannis got one, and so now he's like, okay, I'm just as fire as these two, and I'm still ringless.
You see him staying
on a good team.
Think he gonna stay if you don't get a ring in a couple years?
I don't think he should. I mean, he's on this team, and right now, I mean, in the West, right now, the rankings, or the standings, are a little bit of like a toss up. It can change from week to week, but or from game to game. Really, it's so tight. They're 8th seed right now, and I feel like with the pieces that they've put there, they should be a little bit higher. But hey, I mean, the West is tough. It's even tougher this year. So I guess I could still see him leaving just out of frustration because it's like y'all aren't even properly y'all trying to put this all on just my back. Like, I need a good big.
Yeah.
And who the best they've really, y'all got rid of Christian Wood and he started cooking.
Yeah.
As soon as he started looking good, yeah, he with the Lakers now. Like, why did y'all get rid of me? But, so certain things like JaVale McGee. I like JaVale McGee as a good, like, role player in his position.
Right. I do too.
And so they do things like that. So, yeah, they definitely should have. They need to shift gears, or he needs to shift gears because he's getting older. I mean, he's still somewhat young. He just looked kind of old to me, but he's only like, 24, 25, something?
Yeah, something like that.
Clock's ticking. Like I said, players turn 19 every day.
That's the same. But I'm like, do you want to stay with the Mavs the entire time and get just one ring? Potentially,
right?
Just like a Dirk ring. And it's like, dang, you are the man in the city, but, you still just kind of hoping to get that one ring and then solidify your career. But I'm like, I don't know. Like, do I want to risk and repeat? Can I even do a risk and repeat with the Mavs?
Right.
Like with the Dirk, I'm like, Dirk still had a little squad, but
man,
they had a squad. I ain't say little. But also I was
actually that year that ring was probably the hardest ring to get.
Yeah,
they went through
crazy.
They went through some teams.
Did Miami
turn around and play this? Yeah. Played Miami at the end.
I'm still salty, man. We would have had a 3-peat. I feel like if that
you
won
salty.
That, well, I mean, at least we in the finals.
Salty.
What did he see in the finals?
Man, straight made one of my Lakers that year. I was like, yo, what did we do to the Zombies?
I mean, the Lakers already, everybody already gone for them in the West anyway, so
Right. Yeah.
But what about I was also in that conversation, Joel Embiid. I don't know how old. I think he's like 27-ish, 28.
I think
Oh,
he
he up there more.
definitely, but unfortunately, it's like he might be one of the ones where it's like he needs a ring, but uh
29. Hey, older
injuries
than I
keep
thought.
plaguing him. Yeah.
Bro,
He
that's
got
Jokic is 29. Giannis is 29. AD is 30. What the
mm-hmm.
hell? I thought AD was older.
No,
AD
that
be
is weird.
playing
Actually,
like AD be playing like AD be playing like he and LeBron are on that same age group. But he should
yeah.
be now understand. Okay. I don't want to. We'll talk about this another time. I don't want to go into it. But now I understand why people keep comparing him to like what he should be able to do what Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid doing.
Right.
Because they all
Y'all
the
on the same
same age.
page. Yeah. That's what
I thought
I
they were just
get
talking about
getting
because
so
he's a big man that
frustrated.
can shoot. That's why I thought they was really comparing. But I'm
No,
like,
they both young. They all came through around the same time.
wow.
Like, yeah, in
LeBron
the
is
back
10
of my
years older than AD, bro.
yeah. And that's why he keeps trying to be like, hey man, this should be your team now. Like, I've done my thing. I've got rings everywhere I went. I've
I don't know why
I'm
this blew my
LeBron
mind.
James. Could be on my way out. Should not be doing what I'm doing at 21 years in the game. So hey, young fella, even though he's getting a little older, he's still 10 years younger than me. This should be your team. He's like, yeah, for sure. And I never can put it together. It's my frustration. Y'all have heard enough of my AD hate. Honestly, I don't even really want to call it AD hate. It's just criticism from a Lakers fan who just really wants to win, wants to see us do well, and knowing that we have certain pieces like an AD who, like everybody keeps saying, oh, he should be able to play like Giannis. He should be able to play like so and so. And does sometimes, but I need that consistency to happen. So
Nice.
I don't know, and he's kind of played a lot more this season. So I'm not gonna trash the street clothes talk. He's been killing, so I'm not too mad at it this year. So
Yeah,
but still, why are we in 10th place?
bro. I don't. We're gonna speak on another time because I don't want to get into it because I'm like
Yeah.
y'all in the Warriors and people talk about y'all just get in. I was like, I don't know what y'all seeing this year, but it ain't gonna be like last year. That's why I think.
Nah,
But yeah,
see, everybody's playing a lot better. Shoot, even the Rockets are 12th place this year. Like, you know,
right.
honestly, because I'm such a Dame fan, like, I like the fact that the Blazers are doing so bad.
Doing bad.
Yeah, I like the fact that they're doing so bad because it's like to show them like, oh, y'all traded me, y'all got rid of me because y'all said Scoot is the next guy, right? Scoot,
Ah,
y'all gave him 0 because
ah.
0 was taken and blah blah blah. And, oh, we'll be fine without him because we've got him up. Okay, suffer. It's Scoot, honestly, he should be in the G League, man. He need to develop more. Like, he not quite putting it together.
Man, he was just already in
But
that system. So I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know if he gonna be able to. I think he'll come to his own, but I feel like they. I think they predicted him to be a lot better
for
faster
sure, when he
than he
number
think.
two, when he
Yeah,
number two draft?
yeah. So they think that he's
Well,
better than what he
no. He
was.
was, I think he was 3. He was 3 because Brandon Miller, who also is being
Oh
a
yeah.
trash bucket this year. Yo, if you got prize picks and you see Brandon Miller on there, always bet
I
the
was just
West.
about
You're
to
gonna get
say
some
that's
money.
when
You're gonna get some money.
when you hear people. I don't want to call them random, but random players, and you hear them salty about them. They got some money on that guy.
No, well, no, not, I mean, not even just that. I think even before I started getting on prize picks, I was just like, okay, like when they kept talking about him during the draft, I was like, who is this guy? And then they kept showing him. I'm like, okay, all right, maybe he's gonna be cool. And then they drafted him number 2, and I'm like, maybe they know something I don't. Like maybe they know. You don't go
I
from
mean,
Wemby number 1, and then boom, this is that what's his name? Darko Milicic all over again.
I was just
That all
listening to the Wade and Mello podcast talking about that because they was talking about Melo's supposed to be going to Detroit as a solid.
Pistons. Yes.
And
He would have been on that.
Wade will be going to Denver.
Yep.
So that would have been, because they was like, and they said Miami would have gone for Darko because they needed a big at that time. But since he got picked up, they was like, we'll work for who we got at that top level. And I would have been like, that's crazy. And it's crazy. I mean, I don't even know. I'll be a Miami Heat fan at this point.
Right. You might have been rocking with Denver or something.
True. Or a whole nother squad. I don't know. Because maybe he wasn't be good at the Nuggets, whatever. But
yeah. Oh, especially because of how George Karl was. You've been hearing all the stories about how George Karl hates superstars.
Yep.
And doesn't know how to put it together. And it made sense, man. It made sense because I was like, yo, except for the fact that Melo had braids and tattoos, why was he being criticized? Like having braids and tattoos in 04 was like, oh my God, like the way they talked about Iverson and all that. Like
I'm about to say Iverson already went through that. So I'm like, now I have another
they still was trying
it. Don't matter.
Because exactly. You know, like when you look back and you see all these players in these big old giant suits, it's because the league was trying to like basically penalize people for just repping for the culture. Because when Iverson was walking in some throwback jerseys and this and that and do-rags, it was like, oh no. So now they're like, you have to be in the tunnel with the suit on. And then when you're not playing, you have to sit on the sideline with the suit on. So these basketball players who just wanted to dress a certain way had to go find these suits. They don't know how to tailor it. Whatever. It's a tie and a jacket. I got it on, you know. And so they definitely didn't like the braids. They definitely felt a way about the tattoos because too thuggish or whatever. Now everybody got it. And they let everybody dress however. Now you got these people trying to like, to me, it feels like, you know, like a pendulum shift. They got it. There's always a correction. And so right now, we're like, man, why does this dude dress like that? Well,
because they got the suits with the shorts on. I think that was Trae Young fit with the shorts.
Yeah. Well, even like, LeBron did that, like, you know. And then not even just that, but like the way Russell Westbrook and some other players dress. Yeah, the outfits, because there's that pendulum shift of them like trying to like autocorrect from the horribleness from the past. Now it's like, oh, we get to wear whatever. Cool, boom. And so now it'll end up.
Then we got the Kuzmas of the world with that pink furry.
Kuzma, Tyrese Halliburton, you know.
Oh yeah. So it is what it is. Yeah. I do like, I mean, hey, express your style. I like that, but because since you have let it go in this direction, it's like, hey guys, can you guys take a step back? It ain't no step back. You already let the floodgates. There's no way to step back from it. But yeah, man.
Man, real quick. So when you were here and I told you to get on Shiba Inu or Bitcoin, you never hopped on that, did you?
Hopped on briefly, but I got out. And I saw it pop.
My brother.
Oh, you went crazy?
Well, I was trying to tell you, man. I said it and forget. I even told you back then. I was like, hey, bro, it's going to look good. It's going to be doing cool. But just forget about it, man. I mean, you can go back and look at the app and be like, oh, nice. Or, oh, dang. But just set it and forget it. Now, Bitcoin from, I think back then it was at like 42, 43K a coin. Now it's at an all-time, not an all-time high, but it's pretty close to the all-time high. Let me look real quick just to, I mean, it's at like 60. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm up a little bit more now. Okay. But it's at $63,191 coin, which means that the whole market is going up. And so Shiba Inu's going up. I mean, Cardano, man, my stepbrother told me to get on Cardano a long time ago, and I just couldn't. At first, it wasn't on the app that I had, so I didn't. And then now it's not. Now it's at like 74 cents. And back then, when he was talking about it, it was at like 0.000 something. And I'm like, I just couldn't find it. But I have a little bit now, but I would have had way more back then. Like, sure, I need to ask him, let me borrow $1 or something. But but yeah, man, the Bitcoin, the crypto market is booming. I'm trying to think of why. That may be another time for another podcast or for a whole nother show, because it's a little bit more conspiracy theorist on that one. But But yeah, no, the market's going crazy. So are stocks. I know what's the name? Julius want to talk to us about that, whether or not it's the move and investing in stocks. So I kind of want to save a little bit of that talk for him, because I mean, of course, it's the way. Of course, there is good in it. I don't think we should be afraid to do it. To invest in stocks. I'm not saying bet your house on it. I'm not, especially don't put nothing into stocks, into sports betting, into crypto. Then you are okay with not touching for a while. That's
a good point.
That's my take on it. Period.
And that's the thing with me. I'd be like, when everybody jumped on it, I jumped on it, and then I let 2-3 months. I was like, okay, cool, couple hundred, I'm out. That's all. But I feel like how I go with anything. Because even like, I haven't been to a casino or anything like that. But if I were to go to a casino, I'd be like, hey, I'm going with this amount of money. I made this much. I'm out. I'm not about to go.
No, for sure.
Up with it. So I feel like
when I go to the casino, I'm like that. Way. Yeah, for sure. Like when I play blackjack, I'll put 60 in, get up to about $300. If I'm on like a little high, oh shoot, okay, 700. All right, let me go cash out.
Man, that's what I'm saying. It's just like you just got to know really the best time for you that you are comfortable coming out as well. But with those things, it definitely have to be the long game. Right. I even did the same thing. I actually put in and I deleted the app. I was like, because I was like, I don't want to keep watching it, keep opening it up.
Right.
And that's what I was doing.
Because there are days where it drops.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna delete the app and then I'll come back on and be like, okay, let me sign back in. Oh, okay, cool. And that's when
that's
like,
smart.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get off.
Because even just the past couple of days, my crypto portfolio has gone up like another $300.
Mm-hmm.
And just in the past couple of days is what I'm saying. So there is this big boom. Yes, you may feel like it's being a little bit too late, but still hop in, get you because this is the future. Like I said, I've been on it for, what's that been, like 4 years or something like that? It's been a while since I was first talking to you about that. Yeah, man. I mean, banks do it all the time. Why can't we not participate too? Like people try to make it seem so scary and this and that, but nowadays it's gotten so much easier. You used to have to actually go into your bank and be like, hey, help me invest this and this and that. Now it's like you get on your phone, oh, here's some Microsoft, or let me put, it don't even got to be $100, y'all. It don't got to be 1,000, something crazy. If you got $20, if you got $5, yes, you may not go up as exponentially, but there's some growth. The same way. Okay, I'm gonna put in $5 a week. I'm gonna put in $10 a week, if that. If you even want to, or just $5 a month, $10 a month. You're gonna spend that on burger, on some coffee. Why not? Most banks, whenever you put your money in a bank, they take that money that you put in and they invest it. They invest it, so your money is not even there. They just give you that number that you see on your banking app, but it's not even really that money that you handed them isn't there no more.
Right.
Because they go and invest it in the S&P 500 or whatever index. And it's maybe a little over your head talk, but that if they can do it, why shouldn't we? Or why? I mean, I'm not going to get in that don't even put your money in the banks talk like some people do, which I understand the thinking behind that, but I also know that it's a little different for the common man to just do that. So if you got to take some of it and do that, the same way that you would in a savings thing, put your savings in an S&P, you know what I'm saying? So now it does go up. One of those ones that are a constant go up, like a Microsoft, or they actually have whole indexes where an index is somewhere they put like a collective of stocks together. Mm-hmm. So these 5, these 100, these whatever are all working in conjunction to help yours go up. So even something like that, I mean, it's not like you're playing it like you would in the casino. Yes, it does have somewhat of a gambling because everything could crash. Sure. We've seen the Great Depression. We've seen, it was like 08, 09 when stock market did that again. Yeah, but it always goes up. There's a reason why the richest and the wealthiest people make money off of that, off of stocks, having stocks in blah, 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 and real estate.
Yep.
So if they already shown us the blueprint, do it.
I capitalize on it. Yep.
Yeah. So, man, I know you probably gotta get ready to do your daily
Yes,
stuff.
sir. Yes, sir.
So we can wrap it up a little bit. But first, shout outs, man. Shout outs. Who you got today?
All right, I shouted him out already. I'm gonna shout him out again. The boy Nick with the high school and college with. He had a birthday February 28th. So, February birthdays, we always full effect. But we want to wish him a happy birthday and then also shout out to him. I know he watched it. Need to get him on the podcast. He's also
come on, bro.
Also in the military as well, so he can talk that talk as well, or his experiences as well. But yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna have to have him on. He well versed. He's super into cars, shoes, anime, and he is avid Celtics fan. So
Okay. I like to.
so we can jump into anything we want to. So this is my invitation on here. I'm gonna also personally and privately reach out to him as well, see what day works best for him, so we can get that set up as well.
For sure.
Probably after Celtics loss will probably be the best day to do it, but we'll see.
For sure. Let's go ahead and try
the way they winning right now.
Right.
But yeah, man, that's my shout out for this week.
Okay. I'm gonna do a quick birthday and then I'll get into my shout outs. Happy heavenly birthday to Evelyn Davison. I talked about her on the last episode. My grandma. Well, her birthday is actually tomorrow, March 4th. So birthday. Yeah, my family's feeling that. So yeah, big shout outs to her. But I'm gonna do two quick ones. My memory kind of bad. So one, Deja Vu Comics. It's a smaller one. You can, matter of fact, go to their Instagram page. You can actually, there's a quick episode or issue 0, kind of get you reeled in real quick. Mm-hmm. Fire. Definitely something, you know what I'm saying? And it's not too expensive to either get the digital copy or even a paperback. Definitely go support Deja Vu. It's already, kind of like an enhanced suit. I say like a Batman with AI type of, but he's not like a rich super, like, I don't know, like, so like, yeah, think about like a black Batman, Iron Man combo.
Okay.
It's y'all. Come on now. Yeah. So yeah, issue 2 is out now. So yeah, go to their link in bio. Of course, we're putting that in the description. So yeah, definitely go mess with that. It's a newer, smaller following for now. We're gonna help them get their numbers up. So them, of course, and then a quick one. It's my friend Norris White. His cousin, I've already shouted out Norris White. Definitely go mess with him on clothing customizations and his new clothing line. But this time I wanted to shout out his cousin. His cousin actually is Jacob Gilliard. Plays for, was on the Grizzlies, just signed a contract to play for the Nets. So out of Kansas City, he's from Kansas City, and he's 5'8", making a lot of moves. He's definitely.
I was just about to say, but I was gonna let you go. I was like, ain't he kind of small? But
yeah, but he's definitely a smaller player. But like he be having motion out there, man. Like he's definitely good player. Definitely ready to see how he's going to do out there in Brooklyn. So big shout outs to him. Hopefully, if I can use my friend to get both you, Norris, because Lakers fan. He also likes baseball, action movies, a lot of our save talk, music. So, and so I want to talk to him about his, talk about his company and all that. I love the Hustlers. And of course, let's get Jacob on here. I texted him and I was like, bro, I kind of want to play your cousin one-on-one. Not because I want to win, not because I'm like, yo, I could beat them. I just want to like
Ooh.
for science, I want to see like how far the skill level is for a regular guy to NBA player. Even if that NBA player is 5'8". Even if I got like a good what's that math? Quick maths, 5 inch advantage or whatever.
Yeah,
7, yeah, whatever. Quick maths. Yeah. So
well, depends on what's your height because you say you grew, so I don't know.
6'1", like it's 6'1" to 5'8". 6'1" to 5'8". I'm gonna give myself 6'1" because I'll be slouching
right.
and all that. Yeah, I'll give myself. I ain't gonna say 6'2". But
yeah, man, I think that would be intriguing. That would definitely have to be filmed, whether he wanted to be filmed or not. That's the issue. If you
oh
do
yeah,
win,
no. I'm gonna put my little cousin in
if you do
I'm
win,
mad or
he's
something.
gonna be like, if you didn't win, be like, okay, we kind of expect the NBA player.
Right.
If you do win, but
like I just want to see how many I could score. How many could I score on him? So I told Norris though I got to get back in shape a little bit, but I mean, shoot, I would have at least until at the end of the season.
Right. I mean, we all say that it's always some like it's super athletes that haven't made it to the league that can still probably beat anybody in the runs or whatever. So I wouldn't be like, oh my goodness, you just beat him, go viral and things like that or crazy. But it's like, yeah,
I'm not even looking at it like I could do it like that.
You gotta if you have the opportunity, yeah, for sure. But at least you ain't saying like Dub and Kyrie.
Oh boy. It's really good you can be here. Boy, don't waste his time.
Yeah, exactly. For 100K, I was like, come on now. I mean, Kyrie might do it for charity. He might do it and say, hey, donate to my charity of choice.
Yeah, man, because Kyrie is the best ball handler of all time.
Exactly. I'm like,
of all time. Like to me, and this is a whole other. There could be a whole other show.
I don't know about all time.
It's either him or Jamal Crawford.
I was about to say it's tough because it's like they got two different styles. Because Kyrie definitely has like, I feel like Kyrie handles break down the defender. I mean, it's like, but Jamal Crawford is like, I'm just getting by you. Like I can get by you. He'll break him down sometimes too, but it's like two different type of handles. It's like I don't know, but personal bias. Well, I don't know personal bias, but I just like Jamal Crawford handles a lot more. I also tailor my handles off of him as well. It's definitely behind the back. The super behind the back is one of the things I mastered because of him. And then I got Isaiah Thomas in there, and then Tim Hardaway. But
you talking about the old Isaiah?
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna show you. Nice. I'm gonna see the highlight reel. I'm gonna see you a highlight reel and show you. He was breaking the people down though. I got him at the top. I don't got him as the best, but I have him in the top ball handlers.
I get him top 10.
That's still top. That's fine.
I give him top 10.
It's hundreds of people who play, so I'll give you that.
We're gonna work on that. Next week we'll have our list for top 10 best handlers. But anyways, y'all. Yeah, because we're gonna talk that one. Yeah,
Jason
that's
Williams.
gonna be a debate like it.
It's so many people. I mean, that's what I say. I don't know.
No, that's what I'm saying. Right. Thomas gonna be a little. Yeah. We got some homework. Yeah, man. So man, this has been a fun one, very informative. I like this one. We also back. I like talking to my bro every week. So, shoot, do we chat like bros, or I debate you like an enemy? It's all fun and games. Just match my energy.
And we gone.
Just match my energy. Just match my energy. Yeah.